As a television presenter and background artist, I'm often asked, is Dexter Moscow your real name? Well, yes, it is. And I'll tell you how I got it. In 1956, there was a film called High Society, and it starred Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, and the gorgeous Grace Kelly, who ultimately became Princess Grace of Monaco. And in this film, there was a character called Dexter Haven. But that's not how I got my name. There was a previous film. This film was a musical, and the previous film was in black and white and starred James Stewart, Cary Grant, and Audrey Hepburn. And it was the same character names. So Dexter Haven, and that was in about 1940, I think it was produced. And my uncle had obviously seen the film, came to my parents and said, I've heard this wonderful name. It's Dexter. If you have a son, you've got to call him Dexter. So that's how I actually got my name. And have you noticed recently how many more Dexters there are? I'll give you a couple of ideas of what I've seen as Dexters. There was a film called A Night at the Museum. And in that film, there was a tufted, and I'm going to read it because I want to get it right, capuchin monkey called Dexter. And he's the one that gave Ben Stiller a smack around the mouth and caused absolute havoc for him. So I'm named after a monkey. The other Dexter, of course, is a serial killer who's just been resurrected on TV. So that's another Dexter. There was also Dexter's Laboratory, which I think was an American cartoon series. And so those are notable Dexters. There's also, I don't know if you watched the program Would I Lie to You, but there was a dog on that program called Dexter, and they brought him on because he had the same eyebrows as Dennis Healy, and there's a photograph of him. So dogs are now being named Dexter. And I remember one occasion when I was in a restaurant in Sussex, and I'm sitting there and I hear, Dexter! So I look around, I don't know that person. What's this all about? Dexter! Well, I looked again, perhaps somebody seen me in a commercial or something. And then I heard, Dexter, sit. It was another dog, a white Labradoodle. So lots of people have got the name now of Dexter. The Moscow part, yes, that must be part of my heritage. I'm no relation to Mr. Putin, as Donald Trump calls him. But I must have had some Russian descendancy, although I know for 3 generations we were in Amsterdam, in Holland. So that's my name. If you want to use it for one of your pets, a dog, or your children, be my guest. I hope you enjoy that. See you next time.
His name is Dexter and he's good news, but something kind of tell me that boy's nursing the blues. Oh, I'm so sad, high society.
So that's a wrap on this episode of Lights, Camera, Chaos. If you enjoyed the ride, hit subscribe, share it with a friend, and join me next time for more stories where the real world collides with the real world. Until then, keep the lights bright, the cameras rolling, and embrace the chaos.